Let's say nothing is missing. Everything is just the way it is supposed to be. I'm asking myself, if that were true, what would I stop doing? What would I no longer chase, anticipate, hold together? What would fall away? And what if you, now that you survived and are finally safe again, what if you allowed your emotions to run their full course? And what if you stopped assuming that feeling deeply means you're falling back into old patterns? What if you stopped assuming that something is lacking and considered, even for a moment, that everything might actually be working in your favor? Even the painful stuff. Not because someone else says so, but because you do. Because you decide to reclaim your pain and turn it into power again. And then a shift will happen. Because you'll remember that you're not a passive observer of your life. You are an active creator of it. Not through force, not through control, but through attention. Through where you place it, what you return to, what you keep feeding. And most of the time we don't even notice how quickly we start interfering, correcting the moment. I trust that I can return to the present again and again. I trust that energy returns to me when I stop resisting what is. And I trust that I can stay with myself even in discomfort. And I trust that something deeper is moving even when the surface feels still. Started doing it in spring. It reminds me of my sister, because that used to be her favorite, or one of her favorite colors. It's called Kobaltblau in German. It's cobalt blue in English, I don't know. And it's just this very, very high pigmented, deep, deep blue, like the ocean. Well, not really. Like, I don't know if there even is a color like that in nature. I once heard you don't have blue in nature. You only think. It only appears to be blue, but it's in reality, it's like only a reflection or something like that. I'm getting like these pimples in my chin and here, but I kind of like it. So that's my routine basically. Most of the mornings I'm getting up at 6, concentrating on my son. That's kind of how my morning starts. And then I'm bringing him to school. Quarter of an hour, we walk 15 minutes back. I'm getting my Stulle, my bread. I say my sandwich. And usually I'm not talking to the camera so much on these days, only today. Because, I don't know, I felt inspired to do so. Before I'm going to work, I always kind of just apply a little bit of makeup and blue eyeliner, because that, yeah, I started doing that in spring. I actually didn't wear makeup for the longest time because, I don't know, I preferred my face without makeup. Right now I prefer it with makeup again, but I'm not so good at applying it. My friend Faye gave me some tips how to apply lip liner, but I don't know. I'm also late to work. I just noticed because I was talking so much to the camera. No. Yeah, well, okay. I always make my bed before I go to work. It's actually my favorite part of the room, I have to say. Oh my god. So some breakfast additionally to my sandwich. My German cheese sandwich, my Käsestulle. And because I'm holding my phone with one hand, I'm of course not able to to close it. Okay. Raining again. Oh no, my love's gone again. So, in a hurry. Go west, life is peaceful there. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies of the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over announcing your place in the family of things. It is the evening of the day. I sit and watch the pigeons play on my balcony, and I'm totally tired and exhausted, and I'm alone again. And I'm actually quite happy about that right now because I have so much stuff to do till Sunday. I had my son with me for the whole week, but now I just need to take care of so much stuff because on Sunday I'm leaving to a different country to visit a very dear friend of mine who moved there over 2 years ago already. It's been such a long time. I'm just going to tell you which country it is. She moved to Portugal, Lisbon. I've never been there, but every person I'm telling about it is just totally in awe and saying it's like the most beautiful city ever. So I'm very excited about that and looking so much forward. And like 2 years ago, when she told me that she was going to move, I was extremely heartbroken and shocked, and I cried for, I don't know, for 2 weeks or something straight. And then she said she would come back after 2 years. She was going to go there to study arts. which she still does. And she even opened her own art studio, which I'm also going to show you. Yeah, and back then she said like she's going to study there 2 years and then she's going to come back because like her whole life is here, her friends and everything. But like everyone who told me, well, she's going to Lisbon, she's going to stay there, she's going to build a totally new life there, probably fall in love and just stay there because it's just so beautiful and you can't compare it to Cologne. And I was saying, no, how can you say that? But yeah, that's what actually came true. But I'm also very happy for her. So yeah, but it made me think like a lot about my own situation. And I know back then when she told me about her plans, I was in very difficult circumstances because my parents' health was in very bad shape. And I just will write all of that stuff down in the description because I don't want to repeat like everything that happened in the last years, why I actually opened my YouTube channel. It's a big reason for that. So kind of when I entered my 40s, like things just started to go crazy in my life. And yeah, actually also before that, like, but when I hit 40, like everything just started to get pretty intense. And so yeah, I was talking to her and I couldn't have imagined to, change my life like that. Also, like my separation is almost 2 years ago now, and it's been like a very long relationship, 16 years. And if you have a child in that relationship and you are a single mother, for me it's just very important that my son has contact with his father because he loves him so much. And luckily his father and I are also still on very good terms and good friends. All of that being said, I just couldn't, even if I wanted to, just make that decision and go to another country and just build a totally new life, even though I sometimes wished I could just to, just get a totally fresh and brand new start and to forget about certain things that were just very painful, certain things in the past, and even like my separation, like just, to press a reset button. I don't want to, sound like I'm pitying myself or anything, because I actually want to say that all of us are on our very individual, unique path. I started practicing gratitude again, as I said, and also not only gratitude, but practicing trust again, and trusting in the knowing that I'm exactly where I need to be and exactly in the place where I need to be, and just practicing that trust and that energy of, okay, relax. Everything is the way it's supposed to be, and life is happening for you and not to you. You're not a victim of your circumstances. Life and everything, the universe, whatever you want to call it, is on your side. And just by doing that, just by reminding myself of that, it just relaxes me so much. And if I compare that state of trust and relaxation to that state of, always scarcity and thinking, oh my God, when I'm going home, oh my God, I hate my life. What am I doing? My job is not kind of, perfect. The place where I live is not perfect. This and this and this and that is not perfect. It just should be so different. Blah, blah, blah. This is just unfair. Why is this happening to me? Why did this and this and that happen to me now in the last years? Thinking, okay, why don't you try to reframe it? Just reminding myself, what if these things are just happening in my favor? They are happening to bring me exactly to the place where I need to be, which is here and now, of course, but that everything is kind of a divine alignment. And also lately, again, I had to think about this movie Schmetterling und Taucherglocke. I don't know how it is in English. I think Butterfly and Diving Bell, maybe, something like that. It's about a young man who is, I think, having a stroke, and then he's locked in his body and is not able to move anymore. He's not able to move his body at all, but he's able to move his mind. He's still totally conscious and active in his mind. So he's writing this whole book just by blinking with his eyes, which is incredible. Like at a certain point, I remembered he realized that, okay, I'm not able to move my body anymore, which is like kind of, I think, everyone's worst nightmare probably. But then he says, but I'm realizing that I can use my mind to go anywhere I want. I can use my mind to go to the places I want to go. We have the possibility to put our focus and our attention on the things that give us energy and that connect us to source, and we have the power to do that. And so that's what I'm trying to do, like in my everyday life again. And but now I'm just going to try to relax a little, maybe edit a little, because editing, actually video editing, is one of the most relaxing and just inspiring creative things for me. I just love doing that. I really do. So yeah. But maybe I will also just fall asleep. Maybe I will also just fall asleep because I'm just so tired all of the time. But yeah, I won't film that though. Good morning, good morning. I have so much to do today because I have to pack a suitcase that isn't supposed to be heavier than 10 kilos, and that will be a real challenge for me because I'm not a minimalist packer. Oh god, that sounded weird. I'm sorry. I'm not how do you say? I'm not a minimalist traveler. I'm just in general not a minimalist, even though I wish I would be, but I'm not. Good morning, sunshine. The earth says hello. I think it's good morning, starshine, but anyway. Yeah, it's a little sad since I have this football net here because of the pigeons. Yeah, but sometimes I hardly notice it. It's okay. It's just the world is fragmented sometimes, I think to myself. I am allowing myself to stay in bed a little longer because usually I'm always in such a hurry when I get up, and today I just like to be kind to myself. Just snuggle up in bed a little longer, since I actually very rarely have the opportunity to do that. So yeah, I'm just doing that, listening to the pigeons woohoo outside and just smelling the scent of the morning air, the fresh scent. And I guess when I'm in Portugal it won't be as fresh and cool in the morning, so I'm just still enjoying that. Yeah, and I think it's just so important to be kind to yourself. It's also one of the most important skills we can practice, actually. Think of it as soul building, not bodybuilding, but soul building. Building the muscle of gratitude, the muscle of trust, the muscle of appreciation towards yourself, kindness towards yourself. So important. Lay down by the water of the Ohio. I'll send on dreams a sweet melody I hold for you, only for you. Take me by the willow and kiss me so tenderly. I know belong to you. I belong to you. And if death should take me from you, my darling, I'll send on dreams a sweet melody I hold for you, only for you. If you're struggling right now, or if you feel like you're stuck in pain or caught in a cycle that you can't seem to break out of, I want to remind you that if you look back at your life, some of the moments that almost broke you were actually also the moments that shaped you the most, the moments that made something deeper grow inside of you. And I know that can be incredibly hard to believe when you're in the middle of pain itself, when everything feels heavy and endless, but I just want to remind you and myself that one day this struggle, this pain will no longer be your present reality. One day you will look back and realize you made it through, and maybe you'll see that you came out even stronger and wiser, more yourself. Not maybe, you will. Because you don't need to be anywhere else right now. I don't need to be anywhere else either. As long as we keep creating life within our reality, as long as we keep reaching for small moments of meaning, beauty, connection, curiosity, and tenderness, then life is still moving through us. Then we are exactly where we need to be. And that's a life worth living. So much for the fantasy of elsewhere. So that felt amazing. As you can see, I sweated a little bit, and now going to stretch and then going to bed and then going to Portugal. Thank you so much for keeping me company. You mean so much to me.